today's conversation took us somewhere I really was not expecting. So I was having a conversation with Lori and Jackie about Lori's business and the word moxie. And what really emerged was this whole conversation about courage and knowing your worth and having the confidence to be yourself. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
Good to be here.
I love being here.
I love being here.
It's fun. Jackie, you got a haircut.
I did.
You went
Actually, all of them.
Yeah. You went super short. Summer cut.
Yeah, every summer. This is not the shortest I've had it. Actually, I cut it like 3 weeks ago. All right. So yeah, I always cut it. The shorter, the better, and then go through summer. Easy peasy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When are you going like Lori and just going to take the sides off?
No, that ain't happening.
Not happening.
I've shaved my head before.
Why don't you want to do Lori's? Then that's really like less work.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's too curly. Then I look like a match.
Do you have really curly hair?
Yeah, it's super curly.
Wow.
I used to have
curly.
No. My hair used to be down to my waist.
Oh, you've said that before.
Yeah, and then I just couldn't. This weather does not help curly hair.
Mm.
And mine was too before I chopped it off. That's how long mine was.
Wow.
Before I chopped it the first time. Hey, Jackie, a police officer just went down the street. I think they're looking for you.
I know. Tell them hi.
Okay.
Tell them to wait. We're recording.
Yeah.
What? So, Lori, was your hair curly as well, and now it's straight, or you have to straighten it, or what?
No, it was the back of it was wavy, very wavy, and if I let the top grow out long enough, it would be wavy too. But yeah.
Isn't it funny? Like people have straight hair, want the curl, and people with curl, they're like, no way, we prefer straight. It's a lot of work. I think either end, it can be a lot of work. I feel like going through like between cancer and like being forced into surgical menopause. I feel like I'm in hair drama season, if I could put it in Lori's terms. I'll never forget that term, by the way, Lori. I just call it. I'm like, well, it's a little hair drama today. It's annoying.
Yes.
And today I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to throw it up. I don't want to straighten it. It doesn't curl. It just kind of does. Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm.
Well, I've always wanted straight hair because mine is super curly. And my siblings, my brother had wavy hair, but my sisters have straight hair. And they always tell me, oh, you're so lucky. Huh. It's a lot of work.
We always want what we don't have, right? It seems like, yeah, especially with hair.
Yep.
Yeah. What'd y'all do for 4th? Did you guys have a good? Because we met right before that, I think.
Yeah, I went to Ollie's and Justin Frankie was singing, and he's just incredible. And he tells stories in between songs sometimes. And then Sunday, I went to the Volcano game with Chris and Fred. He threw the first pitch, so that was pretty special.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was in firefighting mode because last year our yards, my yard and my next door neighbor's yard, caught on fire because of some irresponsible neighbors. So
oh my goodness.
I decided to stay home, and then there was nothing. It sounded like a war zone around me from the other streets, but all of our neighbors, none of them were out partying this 4th. So I fell asleep
I heard
early.
you had the super soakers.
I was armed and ready with a special nozzle on the hose in the front yard and a super soaker waiting by the front door with my lawn chair.
Wow.
And nothing. I fell asleep on the couch, and then woke up
what's
when
interesting with what?
When the fireworks started going off. I woke back up. Yeah.
What's interesting this year, I thought for sure 250th year, it's going to be even bigger. And it was the quietest year we've had so far since we moved to Salem. And it was like, this is weird.
I know. And it fell on a Saturday. So I thought for sure Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, I thought it would be insane. And it was just the one night. It's crazy.
I hate this holiday simply because I have a dog who's this high anxiety, right? So we were in lockdown mode, ready just to care for her and dodge, make another room noisy, get her from being like lodged under a bed. And we were all ready for it. And there was nothing. It was like, this is awesome. So we really didn't do anything, but I was quite surprised. And I had a neighbor. We have a neighbor that literally lives right behind us. Never talk to them. Don't ever see them. It's like, are there really people living in that house? And he was out on 4th of July with a super soaker kind of a hose, hosing his front yard in particular. He's got, it's just mulch. And I'm like, what is he hosing down? And it was the first time we got to say hello. I was quite interested in his super soaker hose. And first time we got to say hello. And I think what he was really doing was kind of spraying his yard in case anything.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even occur to me until like hours later. But yeah, it was a really quiet one on our street. And I was so thankful.
It was quiet in my street too. I actually did the same thing. I hosed down the front yard and side yard just in case. So if you get an ember and it gets going, and I knew I'd be home late that night. So yeah, it was, you're right. It was the quietest ever. It was super weird.
Mm-hmm. You almost want to go out and go, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's about to happen?
Yeah.
But no, it was kind of boring, but nice. We just played cornhole all weekend and
Nice.
cooked out and played music, and it was super chill. Yeah.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah.
Although I had breakfast with Lori Saturday morning. No, this was this last Saturday. Yeah. She got me up early. We had breakfast together.
What's early?
I got her out
noon.
on a weekend. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Would you
early.
say anytime before noon? Wow.
On a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you a late night and then you could sleep really late kind of a person?
Usually, but when I started working at Depot, it was early morning, so I had to pivot. But Friday nights, I'm a night owl by nature, so Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday sucks.
Yeah.
Because I got to go to bed early, and then Monday's like, okay, retrain the brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I can, I'll stay up all night.
That's my husband. Yeah. Wow.
Well, so Saturday was the 4th. And when we walked into the restaurant, I said, I wonder if we're going to see anyone we know today. Cause we were at Black Bear Diner and everyone just loves Black Bear on a Saturday morning, especially. And an hour into us sitting there, I realized that I knew the people sitting right behind Jackie.
Oh, wow.
And I stood up and talked to them. And then we said, thank you to a old veteran, a Marine veteran that walked in and sat at the bar with his wife or significant other, said hi to them. And then 2 more people walked in. Fred and Chris walked in that we knew, and someone else walked in that we knew. And the waitress at one point goes, is one of you guys the mayor? You guys know everyone in here. It's funny.
Ooh,
maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's things to come.
Maybe for Lori. But what was cool was when we went to, and we do it regardless. We always, when we see veterans, we thank them.
Yeah.
So after Lori thanked and shook his hand, I went and thanked and shook his hand. He goes, wait a minute. And he takes out his necklace, and it was a Star of David.
Because he saw hers hanging around her neck. Yeah.
Star of David, yeah.
That's sweet.
So, yeah.
Okay, so out of the 2 of you, which one is most likely to be mayor?
Not me. I've got too many ghosts in the closet.
Are they actually in the closet?
Well, I would not want to be mayor. First of all, it's not a paid position.
Yeah.
I would not want to be mayor. But Tom has
pressure.
Told Jackie Roche that she should run for city council. So if she runs for city council, then I will tell him I will run as well and see what he says.
Really?
No.
Wow. You would just mess with him.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm built for politics.
It's just a lot of work, and no.
Lori, I would have said
A lot of people have told me that.
Commissioner.
People were trying to get me to run for city council when I was living in West Salem, and I couldn't because I lived literally a block outside of city limits. So I got to use that as my excuse as to why I wasn't eligible to run. Yeah.
That's a job I wouldn't. That's a lot of pressure, on your shoulders. It's a lot of weight. Speaking of pressure, do you guys watch the World Cup?
I'm watching as many games as I can. Yes.
Yeah.
This is my first time paying attention to the World Cup ever. And I am hooked. I am hooked.
What makes what made you hey, I'm going to watch a game?
The fact that it was playing in the U.S., like most of the games are happening here in the U.S., so it's on the right time zone, really. I mean, I could have watched reruns or replays, but so there's the viral soccer player on the Norway team. His name is Erling.
So fun.
And my grandfather's name was Erling, and that's what caught my attention to start it off with. I'm part Norwegian, and so when I saw this guy named Erling on the Norway team, I'm like, well, now I got to go check it out, right? And I'm hooked. Yesterday, I wore a T-shirt. I posted a picture of it. It's a U.S. flag and a Norway flag next to each other, and it said "Made in America" with Norwegian parts.
That's cute.
I wore it out yesterday when I was running errands, and so many people stopped me to ask, what does your T-shirt mean? So yeah, I'm hooked.
That is one sport that that in baseball, I was glad none of my kids played because it's just not my sport. However, I've watched a handful of games. Norway, we were watching that game this weekend, and you watch that team and you can't help but like want to cheer for them. They are fun. And then their after celebration, row kind of thing that they do. That's fun. But I have to say like he was fun, the blonde guy, but the one who I was most impressed by that I just caught myself going, wow, is the goalie.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And it's a position that whenever so whether my husband has hockey on or you watch soccer, that's a lot of pressure. Going back to we were just talking about pressure. I couldn't do politics. It's so, in my opinion, like cutthroat and competitive and not my way of doing things. And I don't schmooze very well. And you got to be able to schmooze and be in a room with, let's just call it for what it is. And you can't do that in politics, I guess. So I wouldn't be a good fit, but I feel the same way about goalies in that it's such a heavy pressure that when like they're doing that kick at the end where there's like that kickoff that happens, I'm like,
the shootout.
Oh gosh, I can't watch. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Please get it. And then I'm like, how hard is that really? Because you got one guy in this huge goal, area. It's like, that doesn't look so hard.
If you didn't watch the Argentina-Egypt match yesterday, it was intense. If you could find a replay of it.
No, I didn't see
Argentina and Egypt. It was during the middle of the day yesterday. I got home from morning appointments and caught it about in the middle. Probably the best game of the entire World Cup so far.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I might have to go back. I don't really watch replayed games usually. Yeah. Basketball I will, but I may have to check that out. I saw little bits of the other one that played. Was it Swiss? Was it Switzerland took out Colombia? Was it?
Was that later in
kickoff?
Oh, with the shootout. Yes.
The shootout rather. Yeah. Yeah. So it's so much pressure. It's like, and it's like those poor goalies. It's like the poor guy, now all the pressure's on. We lost because you couldn't save that. It's like,
right. Because you couldn't jump far enough. Yeah.
I'm not competitive. So I always feel like that's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Did you guys play sports? You did? What'd you do?
I played volleyball and basketball.
Cool.
Really good outside shooter. In volleyball, I played the back row. I actually had the fastest serve in the league.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
Now, do you ever think about just playing like on a adult rec team or something?
No, I haven't done it for years.
Yeah.
But I grew up watching soccer. Actually, we called it football.
Yep.
Not soccer. But I haven't watched any of the current. I've actually been too busy at work and other things. But
yeah.
But everybody's talking about it, so I just pretend. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. That's the way I feel about baseball. I'm like, oh, my son used to work for the Angels. And I'm like, oh, I just can't watch a game. I don't understand. Why do you have to scratch, spit, fix your hat, do all the things just to throw a stupid ball? I don't get it.
It signals. You're signaling the catcher.
It's baloney. It's just, you could take an hour and a half off a game if you just throw the ball.
Well, now they have a timer. You have 17 seconds to pitch.
Good.
Yeah.
Go
and
on.
Brings the game along.
I played basketball and volleyball and softball. And then our family, my dad and my brother, they always would have whatever season of whatever game was always on TV at the house. So I've grown up around sports. Yeah.
Yeah. We're a basketball football family. My husband will throw everything on, but my kids have played basketball and football mostly. And I was athletic, but I'm not athlete. So like when a game's done, I'm like, eh. So I've tried a bunch. I played softball. I did ice skating. You know, my brother, he played hockey for 8 years. So we grew up in doing sports and being athletic, but
Nice.
the competitive side, I'm like, oh, I don't.
I played co-ed baseball because I'm a switch hitter, but I prefer to bat left-handed.
Wow.
And so I'm right-handed. And obviously the majority of things is right-handed. So I'd get up there and switch to left. And
Yeah.
they're like, are you sure? Are
Yeah.
you sure you're I'm like, yeah. I actually play best left-handed.
Wow. My daughter, so my fourth child, Danny, played basketball through college. And when she was learning how to play basketball and she was learning the fundamentals, she is one who's like, if everybody's going to go one way, I'm going the other with everything she did. Like, she is just like, I'm not going to be a follower. And she was like, oh, they're teaching, you know, you shoot with your whatever dominant hand really. And she's like, no, I'm going to go left. And so she just,
Wow.
she did the same thing. She was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. So she's a good shooter. Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
being
Lori.
Vertically challenged, I have to be a good shooter.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of 3-pointers.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Lori, I wanted to make sure that we talked about Moxie today
Okay.
because we meant to tell you and I were supposed to talk about that like in one of ours, and we have yet to do that.
Yeah.
So can you tell me? So you have it on your cups.
It's part of my branding for 3 of my businesses is using the word Moxie.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
So all right, first, what businesses?
Okay. So the group of my essential oil people, I call it Club Moxie.
Okay.
And it's a Facebook group, and all of my customers and whatnot are in this Facebook group together. So that's called Club Moxie. It's just a name that people remember. And then Moxie Business Consulting. I've been doing business consulting, and I also do social media in that business. So Moxie Social Media and then Moxie Business Consulting are the 2 other business names. And then my Moxie oil supplies. So 4 businesses, because I also have a sticker business related to the essential oil world. And I just ran with the name Moxie.
Yeah. But why is it like, what does it mean? Why did you choose that?
So Moxie means bravery and willingness to just live life with courage. And the reason I picked that is because when I first heard the word, someone told me, you're full of Moxie. And I was like, what's that mean?
Wow.
And it was after one of the crazy things that I did where I saved someone's life. And I was recounting the story to them, and they were like, I don't know if I could have done that. You're full of Moxie. And that thread just has gone through my life multiple times. I do the brave thing without thinking about it, just because, and this goes back to something else we've talked about before, because I know my principles and values, I just know this is the right thing to do. And so it needs to get done, and no one else is doing it. So this is why I'm here in this moment. So I'm going to do it.
See, This is why I think you'd be a great mayor.
Thanks.
Say, somebody's got to do it. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I've never heard the I think meaning of the word. I don't even know if I've heard the word really. Yeah. So you put it all over your.
It's also a soda. Apparently, I didn't know that. So it's a soda from the East Coast, I think, that made its way finally across the U.S. From like the 70s or 80s. And someone asked me if I'd ever had the soda Moxie, and I'm like, no. There's a soda by the name of Moxie. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you said something. You said it goes back to your core values.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that often with certain things. You're like, I just know it's part of my core values. And you hear this a lot. I have said to my husband recently, if somebody else, like if I hear one more in the business sense, I hear one more thing about core values, I'm just kind of like, let's do core values. Let's do strategic. Because I really think and I get it. Like, I am not saying it's not important. I'm not saying any of that. I just, when you hear these things over and over again, and it just almost becomes this activity that then doesn't follow through, where people are just like, oh yeah, we got to do our core values again. I'm like, oh, and I don't know if sometimes as a coach, I could get burnt out on just like, I'm tired of hearing this. I want to see it. Let's like not talk about it anymore. But you say it, not just business stuff. You say it usually when we're talking about real life. And so I'm curious, how did you come to really stand in knowing this is one of my core values? Therefore, this has to get done. So I do it.
I don't know if I could
this word.
I don't know if I could pinpoint like sitting down and scheduling out time to do it. I think it's just how I was raised, the values that I was raised with in our home and with my faith. There have been a number of times in my life where I've had to step forward and take action or speak up for the people who couldn't speak for themselves, whether it be kids or elderly or people being abused by their loved one. And just knowing this is the right thing to do. You just innately know this is the right thing to do. And so no one else is taking action yet. So I'm going to. Yeah. I mean, in elementary school, I clearly remember this. In elementary school, this was before violence was a thing in school. But the kid sitting next to me opened his backpack. Gosh, this is emotional. The kid next to me opened up his backpack and I saw a gun in his backpack when I was in 7th grade at a Christian school. And then I went up to the teacher immediately and just said, I need to go to the principal's office. And I reported him and he was escorted off the campus. And we don't know if anything would have happened. But then I was harassed by the rest of our students because they didn't see what I saw. And they knew I was the one that got him in trouble. And I wasn't going to tell his story. I wasn't going to tell the rest of the class what I saw. But it's stuff like that. Like, it's just the things that have happened to me in my lifetime are crazy. We've talked about this before. The time that someone called me, you're full of moxie. I was driving home from work one day on a busy road. So kind of like MLK Parkway here on a busy road. There was a car parked on the side of the road. And I was coming up to the red light and I noticed in the car, the driver was reaching over and choking his female passenger. He had both of his hands wrapped around her neck and he was shaking her. And I went up to the light, did a U-turn, pulled across the median, pulled up behind him, parked, went up to the driver's side door, ripped the door open and pulled him out of the car. I was 22 years old. And as I'm pulling him out of the car, I see a toddler in the back seat. And the female got out and ran and he chased after her. And I pulled the little kid out of the back seat and waited there until other people stopped to help. And I was relaying that to someone. And that's when they said, I don't know if I could have done that. That's both brave and stupid. But no one else was stopping. Everyone else was driving right past this car. Whether they were paying attention to what was happening in that car or not, I'll never know. But I've always wondered about that lady and if she went back to him or I don't know. I don't know. But I knew I'm the only one that's stopping. I've got to go stop and I got to go help this lady.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
you really lived that one out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think names are very powerful, positive and negative. And so, but I also think core values, the thing I have about core values when it comes to like, just take work out of it, personal life. So I think you live out your core values, whether you say this is my core value or not. You can watch somebody go, that's really a core value. Must be a core value of yours because let's just use a positive one like Moxie. You live that out and you have these stories and you're like, oh yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, that's that. So you could definitely see that. As opposed to do an activity, I want this to be my core value. And then there's no, I guess, what my husband would call execution plan to walk that out and make that happen. I just think in life you kind of see what people's core values are.
Mhm.
Yeah. You think the same, Jackie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When Lori talks about core values, she lives it every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't have to say it. It's evident. Like you, I get frustrated when people have to advertise their core values or advertise whatever that looks like, and you see their life and you're like, you get the wrong label on. You're trying to convince yourself or an audience, but when you actually do it, then like for me, loyalty, integrity, those are huge for me.
Yes.
And I don't think I need to go advertising it. I think people see how I live and I do things,
Mm-hmm.
and it speaks for itself. And that goes back to like a story when I worked out for Office Depot, and they were exchanging the general manager position to what they coin a senior general manager, which meant more responsibility, multiple locations, and a lot of people had to interview for the position. And the gal that ran the Lancaster store, I mean, she got her hair done and makeup and lighting and everything. And to me, I was like, I logged on to the call and I said, my last 2 years of service for the company is my resume. Thank you for joining me on this call and have a nice day. You made the best decision possible. And I walked away thinking, I got to find something else. And I got the job, right? Because to me, I already lived it for 2 years. I don't have to prove it. And that's kind of how I live my life too. There's some things that are very deep for me, but I don't have to vocalize it. I think I speak for it, for my actions. So,
yeah, I love that, and I can see that in you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like when I gosh, back in 2003, I started just rebuilding my whole life, just kind of dealing with my own baggage that I carried around for a long time. One of the things I wanted to be found. This was my heart, really, and it was my heart cry. If I lived in a dark room and somebody turned on the light, I want to be found always doing the right thing. That I wouldn't be like, they're going to turn the light on. I wanted to, it was just my heart cry to get like, man, I want to be able to live like that and say that I live like that. And then I went to Israel. So then, many, many years later, and that became my, how I started rebuilding my life, is that I want to be able for people to go to see that the inside and the outside basically lined up, which is integrity. That was my heart cry. Because really what I found was all my issues really came down to lack of integrity. We do one thing, but we say another, and internally, thinking about something else or doing something else, and just trying to get the inside and outside to match up. It's all about alignment. And, but I went to Israel 3 times, and I think it was like the second time I went, and I have it sitting right here. It made me think of it, Jackie, when you were saying what you were saying. There's a sign on the wall. It's like the dividing wall when you go into Bethlehem. And it says, I can't believe what you say because I see what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that picture of that wall because it was like, wow. If you go over there and you just see the images, and just the conflict, it's like, wow, that's really, what a powerful statement. And yet I put that here because I think that to me is a real core value. I want people to say, I think she's the real deal. And I could look them in the eye and say, the things I, as a coach, tell you to do, I only tell you because I do them myself, as a parent, as a spouse, all those things. And obviously none of us are perfect, but it's super important to me. I always wonder what you can see people's personal brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jackie, we talk, you even created your own logo.
Yeah.
What made you do that? Because obviously it's not you're not starting your own company of something else, right? This is like your personal brand logo.
Yeah. So I've always talked about personal brand and how important it was. And then when I joined the chamber, it kind of started the dialogue of that. Tom always talks about personal brand as well. But like we talked earlier, your personal brand, your actions have to speak for what those are, right? And so a friend of mine was saying, you need to brand. And I was like, well, why? And so we were joking around playing. And so I started doodling and I came up with my initials. And my favorite color is blue. And then what if we put a silver around it and see? And then I started coining it that way because the lines are so blurred with who I am sometimes in my chamber life.
Yeah.
I have my chamber jacket all the time, and I'm chamber 99% of the time, but there's times that I want to be me. And if I'm out in public, it's like, oh, you work for the chamber, or I know who you are, green chair or whatnot. And so I thought maybe blur the lines a little bit. And Tom and I have talked a little bit about it because sometimes I co-brand, and he's like, well, that's confusing for people. I'm like, no, I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like green chair, that was my idea, that was my passion, and I'm extremely proud that the chamber has supported me doing that. But at the end of the day, that's something that I created, and so I want it to be known. It's a partnership with chamber, but it's also my idea, and not that I would leave and take it with me necessarily, but it was just something fun to do as well. It was fun to brand stuff. Another part of it too was I had done a couple of stories and put some pictures up, and somebody took the story and the pictures and did it as their own. And not that AI can't take it away or you can't crop it, I'm sure, but it's less likely when you have a branding there. So that's kind of where it went. So I don't know. I've been doing a lot of things under that umbrella. I like the songs that I've done and the
which
stories
are incredible.
Thank you. I actually play Future Me. I play that at the end of Green Chair. At the end of Green Chair, so we go through the process of whatever that looks like, and at the very end, I say you can close your eyes or you can leave them open, whatever your comfort level is. And I'm going to play something, a letter that I wrote to myself many years ago. And so I play it, and my ask is in the next 24 to 48 hours, write a letter to yourself, and then whatever that future you is, read it, whether it be a day, a month, a year, 10 years, whatever that looks like. And I've had some emails back saying, wow, that was powerful. And a few times I've had some tears of people just with the lyrics and stuff. So I usually have to look down because I do get teary-eyed about it.
It made me cry.
Seeing the emotions that other people, and I talked about which song should I play, but that one I think speaks the most. And then even my brother, the one that I wrote for my brother, I was at the convention center and waiting for an event, and I was kind of to the side by myself, and a friend of mine came over, and out of the blue, she's like, they've lost a sibling, and I've been looking for something that speaks to me. I just can't figure out what it is, and there's just nothing out there. And I'm like, I'm going to share something with you. And I sent it to her. And so about a week later, she's like, I finally listened to that, and oh my God, that was so powerful. And it helped her. And I played it for Chris. She's lost siblings as well. So it gives me comfort to know that made somebody else feel a little bit better about their loss. And making their sibling proud. So that's kind of where the branding idea kind of evolved from. So I don't know, it might go somewhere, it might not. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. So
I love it. I love it. Lori and I think we're your biggest fans with the music. It's incredible. It's like you feel it. It's moving. Again, gifted writer, and I think it comes with life experience. What you've gained along the way, and add that with the pain that you've had from the past, and still probably feel, when you think about your brother and stuff and the loss. It's really, really moving. It's just beautifully written.
Thank you. And I don't write it like I'm writing a song. I write a story.
You feel that.
I'm telling a story as if somebody was listening to it. So a lot of them are the way they are and there's a lot of the guitars from me. I used to dabble with the guitar. Actually, I'm gonna go see Mike from the music store here pretty soon, and I kind of get back into it. But I write it as if I'm sitting in a room, 3:00 in the morning, and I'm telling a story to somebody. That's how I write. And then I do the vocals and the composition after that. And there's some of them that I've redone a billion times because it's just not quite what I want, because I want that feeling. And so I finally do it. I'm like, oh, this is it right here. So you guys are my guinea pigs. I usually send them to you guys to tell me what you do.
I remember the very first one you sent. It was just, I was like this whole time, just listening with my mouth dropped, like, oh my gosh, like I can feel it in my gut. It was incredible. It's like and then you sent another one. It's like, all right, when's she going to drop her first CD? Because, or album. how do they even listen to music anymore? It's none of those. It's just a
Spotify.
playlist, right?
Yeah. Audio
I
files.
just gave my age away.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things about personal branding, because again, some people are like, you hear both sides, personal branding, whatever. And then other people love it. What I love about the whole just talk about personal branding is I think it really comes back to becoming, it's like giving yourself permission to be authentically you in a world that just says, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. You got to, do that, do that, do that, do that. For whatever field you're in, or to be on social media, or, I think our culture always says you have to be like her or him or that or this or whatever. And personal branding is like, yeah, I don't think so. Here's who I am, whether you like it or not. I don't care, but this is who I am. And just, it's almost like a seal, you know what I mean? Like, and this is what I'm choosing. This is who I'm choosing to be because this is who I am.
It's funny. One of the green chairs, one of the questions was, if you had a warning label, what would it say?
Oh.
And went through, the room, and they all said, well, what about your label? And I go, well, what do you guys think? And literally half the room, and I only get like 12 people, right? Yeah. So about half of them at the same time said, if you don't want to know the answer, don't ask the question. Yeah, pretty accurate. And I think I'm pretty true to my brand. Yeah. Even during hard times, I will stay true to my brand. And I don't do it like we talk about core values, right? Lori does things because that's who she is. She doesn't say, well, let me check what core value this is going to be before I stop and save that lady, right? She just did it. And to me, it's the same thing. My personal brand is who I am, and I just do it because it's the right thing to do. Yep. Good, bad, or indifferent, or I'll just say it. And people are right. If you do not want to know the answer, don't ask me the question because I'm pretty honest. Now, I'm not mean about it. That's not true. Sometimes I can be. But but I try to be as honest as I can, with understanding where they're coming from, their feelings. But at the end of the day, sometimes I'll say, do you really want to know the answer? Mm-hmm. And I've had people walk away, and that's okay.
Do you ever have friends be like, no, I don't want you? And my youngest will say this to me. No, don't tell me that. Tell me what I want to hear. I need you to say, it's going to be okay. Don't tell me like things that I don't like. If it's like something medical or something, just be like, no, don't say that. I don't want to hear that right now. Tell me that it's just going to be okay. He's like, it's just going to be okay. She's like, okay, thank you. Do you ever have friends like,
on that conversation I had with my friend, I'm like, I just want you to agree with me because I'm like, right? But yep. They didn't. They called me out, and I respected that. I respect that because I would have done the same thing. Yeah. No, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. You obviously called me because you want me to tell you. So here we are.
Yeah. So I'm curious. So speaking of branding, but what are you guys working on right now that you are like really excited about? Is there like, what are you loving and getting jazzed about right now?
That's a really good question. I don't know. Let me think about it. Lori, do you want to go first?
Well, right now we've talked about my police foundation efforts, and I'm like in the throes of it right now with our very first event for one of the foundations, and going to be present talking to the public this weekend for the first time about it, other than just the board members in a boardroom. Going to be presenting the efforts of the Marion County Sheriff's Foundation at the county fair alongside the sheriff's office. And I am super excited about the level of people coming to the table to support the sheriff's office in a new way, in a unique way. And I mean, the influence that's coming to the table to say, how can we help? What can I do is amazing. And I'm super proud of it. I'm super proud of all the board members and the people they're bringing to the table. And it's great.
Yeah. I would think what I've come to learn about you is community is a really big deal, and I think you really do well what at least the Salem police officers that you talk about is trying to gain trust with the public and, the whole police force. And you could hear, there's got to be an excitement of, it sounds like not only influential people coming, how can we help, but like to see that like more bonding, I guess, happen in a different level, I guess.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about before how I feel like it's kind of my legacy is
Yeah.
helping build this bridge between the community and public safety that isn't there for a lot of cities and a lot of communities. And to be a part of that, hoping that it changes this generation and that this generation passes it down to the next generation and so on. I feel like this, and I'm in this part of my life, I feel like this is what I was created to do. I truly do. So I've got a lot going on. I've got other businesses, but this is what I'm really excited about right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine
What is it?
kind
One
Go
second.
ahead.
What is, I'm curious, what does it feel like when you lose track? Like when you're just in it, and somebody will say, I'm in my sweet spot, right? Like right now, this is how I know, like, this is my legacy. What does that feel like for you?
It's surreal. It really is. I'm walking with the purpose that I know I was created to walk with. I know that I'm a change maker and a legacy leaver. Those are some of the words on my tattoo on my arm. And so to know that I'm doing what I'm created to do is just my driving force. It's my, put my head down, turn up the music and get back to work. Just get back to work.
I'm curious now, though, in your, let's say, moments in your life, maybe that you either in the struggle, or did you have any necessarily, I want to say those moments where doubt, insecurity, or a battle that, gosh, can I do this? Any of those moments, were any of those, again, that just contradicted, is polar opposite of when you're in your sweet spot? So legacy leaver and change maker, when you're in the battle, maybe this was years ago and you're still growing in confidence in what you're doing, was any of that against those very names? Like, you're not going to do anything, or who do you think you're really touching, or what do you think you're really? Okay.
I'm pretty confident, and not in a haughty way, not in a like, oh, just watch me, I'm going to take care of this. I've just like, and I'm going to say it and you're going to cringe, but it goes back to my core values. I know what's important to me. I know the principles, the reason I'm supposed to do certain things. And when I walk in those, I am the most authentic, the most real. And I don't lack confidence in those moments.
Ever? You've never?
I mean, sure, there's things I've lacked. I've lacked confidence in certain relationships with people, and it turned out those weren't healthy relationships, right? I told you before I'd fallen into an accidental career in the investment industry. Numbers aren't my strong suit. So I just tried to move towards other areas within the investment industry where I wasn't having to use numbers a lot, where I could focus on other things. But when I set my mind to do something, like, I don't know if I have all the answers right now, and I probably don't, but I'll figure it out. I'm smart. I'll figure it out. I don't like technology very much. So sometimes when I'm dealing with technology and I'm like, I'm smarter than this. Lori, you're smarter than this. You can figure this out. Just walk away for 5 minutes and take a break and come back, and you've got this. You'll figure it out.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. All right, Jackie, how about you?
I think mine's layered. I'm excited because we just finished our fiscal year at the Chamber, and July 1st is the beginning of the new fiscal year. Ted Ferry is an incredible president, and Angela Williams is our now president. And just the things that we have done this last year, we've had an incredible year with membership, with connections. I'm super proud of that. I actually had budget and finance this morning, and that's how I started it. Giving kudos to the team for the support that we've had for each other. So I'm incredibly proud of that legacy work. This is something that's actually going to go in the books, I feel, because we have grown all our programs organically, and we have, fought for the community and for Salem and for what Salem is. So from a professional level, last year I thought about potentially leaving the Chamber, and this year I've been kind of open to if there's other opportunities. But I go back to how I feel when we have a new member, or when we help a new member when we help a member that has struggled and we have those conversations. And Green Chair has just been incredible this last year of how much authenticity has shown up in that room. And so that I'm excited for. On a personal level, because of you, I went back to writing because I used to write all the time and I didn't write for years. And
Makes me happy.
really, thank you. I'm seeing it from a different lens of how I write and how it can potentially impact people. And so, like the songs, I don't share them with everybody, but I share them with a few people that I feel like my brother's song, like this was written for me, but maybe this will impact you, and it has. So that's what I'm proud of. I think that, I don't know that there'll be a release ever, because that's not what I'm after, but
Sure.
it makes me incredibly happy when somebody hears it, and because there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not, as easy as I just write the story and then here's the song. I mean, there's quite a bit. And Tom, actually, I shared one song with him and he's like, oh, isn't AI incredible? And I was like, yes, AI is incredible, but I don't think you realize the time and effort that I put into that and I poured into it. So I appreciate when other people appreciate that, because that's what I'm going for, that feeling like your act is resonating with you. And so, and also there's a lot of things that happen, that I have regrets over, that some of them I haven't been able to get over. And I've been using it as an outlet, like, okay, let's look at it from a different perspective now that I'm an adult. And I can see, you did the best that you could then. So give yourself some grace. And so writing it from that perspective has helped me write, I think, become even a better writer. So those are two things that kind of have been like my legacy, because for years and years I blurred the lines, like I did this because of my brother, but then who am I? Right. So I have to, and maybe that's where the branding came from as well, because every time I talk about my community service, it always goes back to, my brother, making him proud, but I'm making myself proud too.
Yeah.
The things that I've done. And, like I said at the last episode, if I were to die right now, again, not no challenge, I would be fine. I would be content with where I've been and what I've done. And I'm incredibly proud. When I look in the mirror, and like Lori said, I think we both have a lot of, we're not cocky, but we know our worth and we know our value.
Yep.
So every morning I look in the mirror and I tell one of my friends, look in the mirror and see how awesome you are. I wish you would see you how I see you.
Yep.
Because you're an incredible individual. And sometimes it just saddens me when you don't see that value in you. And then I turn the corner and I'm like, but I didn't see that value in me before as well. I had to have somebody challenge me. So, I walk into a room very proud, whether it be a boardroom, a meeting room, whatever it is, I command my place. I don't walk in with, oh my gosh, I'm interrupting a meeting. I walk in with, what's the meeting gonna be about, and I have value to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a journey of learning to be able to walk into that room with your head held high and know what your worth is.
Yep.
And when I have people that have told me they don't think that I'm worth that, then I'm sorry, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah.
To something else, because I know my worth.
All right. So I'm curious, because there's gonna be women who, everybody's always watching everybody.
Right.
And some woman's going to be listening, or many will hear, be like, man, I really want that. I really want that. I really want to be able to just walk into a room knowing, I belong here. And it's not about like, hey, I'm here.
Right.
It's just, this is me and me is good enough. How did you guys get there?
It's a journey. It's a journey to be able to, and I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I know I had a lot of privileges that a lot of people didn't. So for a while, I did have that imposter syndrome. I still do to a point in certain circumstances, but losing my brother at the age that I did and how young he was and the impact that he made made me think, okay, I'm not going to take life for granted. I'm going to make a difference. Mm-hmm. So it was a journey to get there, but I will never let anybody tell me what my worth is, ever. And I think that was just, just in the last probably 15 years or so, to understand me and who I am and why I am the way I am. And it's not easy. It's hard to walk into a room of executives, but I was privileged when I worked at Babies R Us. I went to the corporate offices and met with the CEO. When I worked at Big Lots, same thing. When I worked at Office Depot, there's a video that they still play with the CEO of Office Depot asking me like, how did you make these things happen? And I'm thinking, these guys are making way more money than I am, and they have all this power, but they're asking me, how did you make this happen? So that's what I hang my hat on. That's what I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk in with a held head high because you guys, by title alone, are these pillars, but you're asking me how to. And so that tells me that I have worth and value, not because you're telling me that, is because you're seeking my advice. And so I'm going to walk in with very confident, because if I walk in with, well, I just don't know and I'm not sure, then that takes away from what I've done. So I walk in with, and even when I don't know the answers, I'll still walk in with my head held high because I'll learn it. Like during the chamber and the accounting piece, I was like, I hate numbers. Lori hates numbers. I freaking hate numbers. But today we closed fiscal year, had an incredible meeting with a great committee, and I've had great mentorship, and I accepted that because they were willing to pour into me. And I thought, okay, I'm going to show you the value proposition that you're pouring into me. I'm going to give it back by learning something I absolutely hate to do. So that's a long-winded answer to your short question.
Well, I just think, because it's been a journey for me too, but it's, whether it's a really bad day, and we all have struggles. So it's not to go, we don't have struggles. We just know we have worth. No, I mean, life will always present opportunities for you to be challenged. Like, who are you again? Right. Who do you think you are? But whether it's internally or an obstacle that comes from somebody outside, I think life is a classroom. And I think on the good days, it's easier, but go back to personal brand and just your own self-worth. I think doing the internal work makes it easier to stand there centered on the days that are challenging.
Yes, I agree.
And that's what I think people see, because they'll be like, wow, how do you, whatever it is that they're watching us do, that they long for. That's what I'm asking, because people want that.
And people, sometimes they don't give themselves enough credit. We don't give ourselves enough grace sometimes. And that's been something I've been learning even more so than before. Just give myself permission to have that emotion or to have that moment. But the great days that I have carry me through the days that are not the best. And I also surround myself with, I have an incredible bench of people that she's one right here. She filled out her form.
Finally.
But seriously, I have friends that surround me that I can bounce ideas off and talk. And I'm very guarded. I'm not very emotional. I tried because of my life experiences, but these individuals I will share my heart with. I don't share my heart with everybody, but I will on a deeper level with them. And so to receive that back, it's a gift. And I take that to heart. And when somebody doesn't appreciate that gift, then they were never the right person. Like we talked about it last
week,
right? So that relationship has kind of ended, essentially. We occasionally will say the hello, but it's never going to be the same, and we're both okay with it.
Yeah.
So that was what I wanted. I wanted good closure to both be okay with it.
Yeah.
So, things are trying, and you got to keep your chin up because the day is not going to stop, right? The minutes are going to tick, and so you can either hide yourself in the room and let life go by, or you can enjoy the moment. Not everybody gets the chance to enjoy the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so my goal is to, even when I have the hard days, try to enjoy the best of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love that. Lori, how would you have answered that? Like, how do you stay grounded in your self-worth? Because obviously you have days that are challenging.
Yeah.
So how do you do it in the good days and the bad days to keep you centered?
I have days that are challenging, and I guess I learned at a young age it's okay to not be okay. Actually, my mom told me that, and it's written in my Bible somewhere. I just wrote it down. because the Bible was in front of me. And I run across it every now and then and I go, that's right. It's okay to not be okay. So just sit in this and process it for now, and then pick yourself back up because there's still stuff to do and get back to it. So I've never understood why people talk down to themselves. It's never been something I've ever struggled with. Like there's these reels going around on social media about stop talking to yourself that way. You're worth more. And I'm like, I don't know why, but that's never been something in my life where I called myself names, bad names. Not that I stand in front of the mirror either and read daily affirmations to myself. It's just, that's not, it's not something I've ever struggled with. And when I catch other people talking down about themselves, I will stop them and say, stop. Don't talk to yourself like that because you're going to believe the words that you're saying about yourself. Replace those words with positive words and remind yourself of your worth. And so I don't know necessarily where that came from. Again, I think it has to do with my upbringing and the positive surroundings I had as a kid, in spite of being like the one in elementary school that everyone made fun of because I've been wearing glasses since I was in kindergarten. So I was called names all the time. I was called Four Eyes all the time. I was made fun of at a private school, elementary school, because my dad was a pastor and people called me names, right?
Yeah.
Bible thumper and other things and whatever. And they were trying to be mean, but I just like, it's okay. I don't need you as a friend if you're going to treat me like that. So I don't know where that came from necessarily other than just positive upbringing. So, and I have people like, kind of like Jackie said a little bit ago, I walk into a room knowing what I'm going to bring, the value that I'm going to bring to the room and the conversation. And if I'm not appreciated in the room, I will leave. It's okay. If it's not appreciated here, I'm not going to take it personally. That's not on me. But I had someone stop me one day as I was walking through the convention center, total stranger, don't know who this was. I've never seen him again. He's like, you are walking around like you own this place. What's your secret? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because you're just like smiling and walking through like, you know, everybody. I'm like, I don't, but thank you. He goes, well, confidence looks great on you. Have a great day. And he walked away. Thanks.
You sold it.
Thank you. And I remember that of just like, okay, well, all right, hold your head high and just keep going.
Yeah.
And again, not cocky, not haughty, just take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I would say that people that make fun of us for wearing glasses, we paid to see you. I paid extra to see you, so you should be grateful that I'm wearing glasses.
That's awesome.
Mine was a funny story. It was from the school photographer in kindergarten actually sent a note home with my picture to my parents, the proofs of the pictures. Look at these pictures and then go get your daughter's eyes checked. Because when I told her to look up here at the birdie so that she would smile, she made the face in this picture, and I'm pretty sure she can't see the birdie. So you should go get your daughter's eyes checked. So it was from that day forward. I mean, I've been wearing glasses since I was in kindergarten. Yeah.
Wow.
We were driving home from school one day and I was looking up out the window and I said, Mom, what are those wires in the sky? And my mom was like, I felt so bad thinking of all the things you haven't been able to see in this world. And this is you're just learning what electrical wires are hanging from poles in the sky.
Wow.
What else?
What
else haven't? Kindergarten. First grade. What are those? What's the bird sitting on up there? Yeah.
I remember my daughter had to get them like it was just going into kindergarten as well. And hers were pretty thick at the time. Back then they weren't as thin and cool as they are now. And it was just, we had to tell her like, oh, you look like a movie star. Look at you. And she was so cute, just little glasses. Yeah.
And now glasses are cool because people, now they're, whatever.
Pop 'em on all different sizes. Yeah. So
Or they've got cameras built into them.
Yeah, AI glasses.
yeah. Wow. I don't know if I could do that, but
I couldn't either. Although people tell me I should because I need to be wrapped in bubble wrap, so I should be wearing
You're welcome.
meta glasses to
so you
catch
don't
everything.
fall out of trucks.
Yep.
So at least I can
Yeah.
catch the good times
That's right.
on
Yeah.
my glasses. Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me a little bit today.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
This is fun.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Until next time, you got anybody want to? You have any last thoughts before we say
Just
goodbye?
continue to believe in yourself and give yourself words of affirmation. Don't believe what you tell yourself when it's a negative thought. Just push those up. There's so much in the world right now. There's so much darkness that it's coming and continue to come. We need to be our own light.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself permission to build your own personal brand. It's just a way to be your authentic self, and that's good enough. That's what I think.
Absolutely. And just really quick on that, what I love about Lori is, and I'm not there yet, is when she's having a hard day, she will post it on Facebook
Yeah.
and talk about it. And I love that because we need to give ourselves permission. So many things on Facebook are the perfect life,
Yep.
and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the next green chair, I'm not going to have one in July because we're super busy, but the next one, I have a friend that her and I had lunch or dinner actually, and we talked about we need to normalize when we're struggling and to talk about it, and to be okay with it. I struggle with being emotional and crying in front of people because I grew up with that was a weakness. Not that my parents were bad, but that's how I grew up. And so we're considering having a green share where we're just going to do an invitation of if you're struggling, come sit with us. I want to hear your story so we can give them hope and affirmation. And at the end of every green share, I say, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
It's a gift and you're worth it. And if you walk out of here with no other thought, know that you're valued and that I appreciate you.
Yeah. Do you know, I started back at 20, and then we'll wrap it up with this, but 2005, I started basically the women's group that I've ran since then, because I just want people to know they're not alone. That if you can't if you can't be real here, where can you be real? And it just wanted to create space for people to go, here I am. Here's not just the nice side. Here's the ugly side, the struggling side, the hopeless side, all of that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not here to even fix all your issues. And I just my heart is always to see, to know, to hear people. Yeah.
And that's why I share so openly on the good days and the rough days on social media, because it needs to be normalized, in my opinion. And the number of private messages or texts that I get, people don't want to necessarily comment on my public post, but they'll send me a private message and we'll meet up for coffee or send voice messages back and forth to each other. And just thank you for being real. And it's, and I know I'm supposed to share my story and hard times because it helps other people. So,
well, it's life-giving. It's life-giving for us to be known, and it's life-giving for somebody else to allow themselves to be known.
Yeah.
You know, it's what life is all about, I think.
Yep.
But that's what I love you guys.
We love you too.
We love you too.
All right.
Yes.
Well, until next time.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.